Secretary of State Rex Tillerson on Friday called on Russia and China to sever their economic pipeline to North Korea, and said Pyongyang must earn its way back to negotiations by ceasing missile tests for a sustained period. Speaking at the United Nations Security Council in a session called for foreign ministers, Tillerson backpedaled from a position he outlined earlier this week. In New York, he did not repeat an assertion he made Tuesday that the United States has no preconditions to starting talks. That remark was undercut by the White House, which said there had been no change in position. Tillerson said Friday that any talks must be preceded by a sustained cessation of North Korea's threatening behavior, and the United States will continue to ask countries to step up their efforts to isolate the regime and starve it of cash by adhering to sanctions. North Korea must earn its way back to the table, he said. The pressure campaign must, and will, continue until denuclearization is achieved. We will, in the meantime, keep our channels of communication open. North Korea's ambassador to the UN, Ga Song-nam, joined the Security Council session in a rare appearance. Under UN rules, countries being discussed at the Security Council are invited to attend, but North Korean diplomats usually boycott. Reading from written remarks, he said North Korea's nuclear weapons program was defensive and needed to ward off a U.S. invasion to oust the regime. He accused the Security Council of acting as a tool of the United States, which he said used its own stockpile of weapons to deploy as nuclear blackmail. If anyone is to blame for it, the U.S. is the one who must be held accountable, he said. But Tillerson and every other diplomat who spoke at the Security Council expressed disapproval if not alarm over North Korea's defiance of sanctions aiming to get it to abandon its program. North Korea has accelerated the pace of its missile program, launching 40 ballistic missiles and conducting 3 nuclear tests over the past 2 years. Each test exhibited technological improvements. The international community remains firm in our determination that we will not accept a nuclear North Korea, Tillerson said. 3 big questions about North Korea and no precondition talks. That position could by itself preclude any negotiations. Pyongyang has been adamant that it will never even consider abandoning its nuclear weapons program. The DPRK has a choice, said Tillerson, using the acronym for North Korea's official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It can reverse course, give up its unlawful nuclear weapons programs, and join the community of nations, or it can continue to condemn its people to poverty and isolation. The Security Council meeting was called amid rising concerns the world is on the brink of nuclear conflict. North Korea has boasted its missiles are now capable of striking anywhere in the continental United States. The Trump administration has responded by saying it is prepared for a military conflict, if necessary, even while Tillerson continues to try to isolate North Korea diplomatically and economically by getting more countries to fully implement strict UN sanctions.